Hello, oh, it's been Snake here with another figure review. Today we have got the Batman Arkham Knight Scarecrow. Yeah, I'm still ill, so I'm not doing the voice, and I do apologise. I might be bringing it back, I don't know, we shall see how people take on this. So let's have a look at the Scarecrow. Now, I do have the original Arkham one, and I'll grab him in a bit when we get him out of the box and do a comparison. But this is his new Arkham Knight edition, and to my knowledge, with the exception of Harley Quinn, seems to be getting a complete overhaul and new look. Everyone else who I've seen in the trailers seem to be almost identical, although I think I've only seen Two-Face and Quinn. And then of course the Arkham Knight, but you know, we don't know much about him. Moving on, so have a look at the box. You can see here you have like the armour here of the Batman armour there at the top of the box. Looks very good, very scuffed, very plated. Down the bottom you've got the DC Comics logo with the Batman Arkham Knight logo there. Some warning and advertisement there. And Scarecrow is number 3 in the Series 1. You have a nice lettering of Scarecrow here on the window. And you can see into the side of the packaging with some more of that armour detail there. Scrolling around to the other side, you have another wireframe picture of the figure. Batman Arkham Knight, Scarecrow, free DC Collectables. And then moving around to the back, you again get that same picture and Season 1 and everyone available in this series. As I said in my Batman review, I don't have the Arkham Knight, as I've just spoken to James Stacy, who I got these figures from, has told me that Knight was delayed. He does have the Queen, and I'm probably going to be picking her up from him when I have some more money, because this whole lot cost me an arm and a leg, literally. Nice picture of the logo of the game there, and then at the bottom you get some more notifications and information about the company. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open, and now it's actual literal time because he is like the bad guy. And much like the Batman figure, we have the same exact picture of the Batmobile inside here, except this one is more of an orange instead of a blue. I wonder if that's going to be the same with all of them. I imagine it will. I'm betting Quinn's will be green. I don't know why. Probably because the Joker, or purple. And then Knight's will be red. That's just speculation. Generally have no idea. Moving on. And we are back. Now, what do we think of this figure? Honestly, it's really good. DC Collectables once again has done an amazing job with this guy. I'm not too sure if the mask is supposed to be on him, because it seems redundant him wearing a mask over a mask, but it does fit and it does look okay. But the mask is removable, so for the sake of this, I'm going to take it off. As for the figure itself, it's really good. It's got some really decent articulation, some very interesting points, and really, all in all, a very nice sculpt, and just really happy with this figure. It exceeds my expectations. So DC Collectables, congratulations. Looks like you were learning, and looks like you are improving. I just hope that these joints, which I've heard so much about, have actually been fixed. But we shall see. So let's have a closer look at this figure and his accessory. Okay, so truly we do get this horrific mask here, and it looks like it's supposed to maybe be made out of bone or some kind of stretched skin. I'm not too sure. It's quite a firm piece. Even the strap's quite firm as well. There's not much play really in it, but it does have some nice detail and nice paint apps, and generally does look really horrific. I don't know if there's anyone else's head you could put it on. We'll try put it on a Batman in a sec and see how that looks. But all in all, very, very cool piece. Very, very creepy. And having a look at that beautiful face. Isn't he pretty, boys and girls? Just really, really, you can see all the stitching and all that lovely grotesqueness in his mask. Very, very cool. It looks like he's got some like capsules on his shoulder here to maybe contain some fear toxin, and some more larger ones on the front. And then as we go down, you can see that his coat has all this roughly stitched together. Looks really, really cool. All these lovely stitches on it, and straps and wraps and things all going for all out. And then on his right hand, you can see he does have the same thing that he did have in the first one, just a lot more minute and compact. Got some great textures going on here with the buckle and the trousers and the stitching. Now, just a quick thing, for going back up, this whole piece here is actually a floating piece, so it probably could be removable. It does look like it is hosed in, attached at the back here, but it is a floating piece still. Continuing down, you can see on his left leg he has a leg brace, which is a working leg brace. Now, there is a cut just here on his left leg, so you can rotate. I can't find a rotation on his right leg, which I think is weird, but you can rotate it, and it does work with the hinge on the ankle and on the knee, which I think is really ingenious that they managed to get that in there, and it's working. Continue down, you can see he's got these boots with his laces hanging out and the tongue all flopped over. Looks really, 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 really well done. I'm very, very stoked about how these look. Turn him around to the back of him, and you can see his trench coat here has some truly amazing texture going throughout it, and it really does have this lovely detail. It's a lovely soft rubber as well, so it doesn't hinder any articulation at all. Again, you can see some more of that great stitching and sculpting there. Everything is done really well on this guy. And then, like I showed earlier, those pipes and hoses going into the middle of his back, which contain maybe air supply, or I don't know. Haven't played the game yet, so don't know if they're going to give much information away. But even the coat here has like these jagged parts just falling off, like it's a proper ratty, grubby coat. Really is an amazing figure. Okay, so Scarecrow stands to the top of his hood about 7¼ inches tall. Standing next to his Arkham Asylum counterpart, although he is much more hunched over, unfortunately there's nothing that can be done about that. He does have some hip articulation, but either way you can't exactly stand him up straight because he's just generally hunched over. Personally, I still think I prefer the look of this one, but this one has grown on me a lot more and more and more the more I look at it. Either way, this is a really great figure and definitely a great addition. The only kind of gripe I'm looking at it now compared to this one is his coat seems a bit clean. It does have the stitching, it does have some great texture, but just there's no real paint variance in it. His glove here looks quite grubby, and his trousers look grubby, but his coat looks quite clean, especially when compared to things like this. Okay, so let's go over the articulation of the Scarecrow. Now, the head is on a ball, so it can go down that much, up that much, and rotate probably 360 degrees, but it looks like the hoses are going to hinder that. Now, as you can see, the hood is a separate piece, and there you go, you can see all the way to the back. I didn't even know that till just now, so that's very, very cool. But it does also look like it's floating and will turn with the head. So all in all, great range of motion with that. Now this shoulder is on a ball disc, and it can go up and that much, and it can rotate around 360 degrees. Now this time is like a cut just here, and then there's a single bend here, but this part here, this brace, is a floating piece and is a rubber, so be careful not to stretch it when you bend it like that. Now, I thought there was a bend at the glove, but it doesn't appear to be, so the next one here is at the wrist. No hinge, just rotation. You can rotate at the shoulder like that, you can go out that much, and there's a rotation at the bicep just here, 360 degrees, then you have a single bend of the elbow of that, and then a rotation at the wrist of that. Fundamentally the same articulation, but just different places, and it looks a bit different here and there. He has no diaphragm, no waist crunch whatsoever, but but it does have a waist cut which you can rotate around 360 degrees, but it also looks like it's on a ball joint, so you can bend it forward and back ever so slightly. Now he does have T-cut hips, and the plastic looks to be a grey plastic, not the standard clear which we're getting. So he can do a Spartan of that. See, that's pretty bad that he can do a better Spartan than Batman. And then a split kick of that. Now, like I said, this isn't soft rubber, so you can get it out of the way if you need to. I think it's even a separate... I'm not sure if it's attached to the legs or not. Now, I can't see a thigh rotation on this leg. I thought it was here, but it definitely doesn't look like it is. But there is one just here. So you can rotate that around 360 degrees. And then you have a single bend on this leg of that. And you can rotate at the boot 360 degrees. I'm mistaken. Rotate at the calf. And there's an ankle point from there to there. And then an ankle pivot from there to there. Now this leg's slightly different. Like I said, has the rotation there. And then a single bend of only that much. And you can't rotate at the boot or the calf, and you can ankle point from there to there. It looks like it does have the pivot, but if you do, you're going to proper break this here as it is attached. Okay, so final thoughts. Would I recommend this figure? Honestly, yeah, it's a really good figure. A very cool incarnation of Scarecrow, and a nice addition to any DC Collectables collection. Really looking forward to the rest of these figures. I cannot wait, and I cannot recommend this figure enough. Here they are side by side together with Batman, and as you can see, they do fit great in scale together. Definitely recommend this figure. Really a nice Scarecrow and a very cool figure. Once again, I'd like to give a big shout out to James Stacey, who does own the paralleluniverse.co.uk. Check out his site for these figures and many more. He's just told me he's added a few more as well, so he also does comics as well, I believe. Seriously cool dude, very easy to approach, very easy to talk to, and like I said in my previous video, did me an amazing deal on all these figures. And also, please check out the Mephitsu Archives, who is my new partner website, and we're going to be helping each other out. Check them out for the latest news in toys and some figure written reviews. Really looking forward to see how this partnership works out, and I'm very optimistic and hopeful. But any support from you guys is always appreciated. Anyway guys, that is my review. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please drop me a like down below. Please add any comments you'd like to add about this figure on my channel. As usual guys, thanks a lot for watching. Keep collecting. I'm going to catch you in my next one. Bye bye.